Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever wanted to know how to drop a nuke in Hearts of Iron 4? Well, join us now as we're going to do so. It is late 2023 and there's been a few updates with regards to how nuking in this game works, so let's get on with it. And so the first thing is there is going to be bonus content for you right here, right now, and that is how to cheat in order to nuke in Hearts of Iron 4. However, if you just want to know, no, I don't want to cheat, I just want to get on with how nuking works, then this will work for you exactly the same. And so what I'm going to do is do a new game, 1939, okay, and we're going to cheat. So if you want to practice using nukes or you want to practice cheating, this will work exactly the same as if you'd played the game all the way through to late 44, early 45, and you've unlocked nukes in your own right. I'm just, in order that I don't have to play for years and years and years in order to bring you a 5-minute tutorial, I'm going to start with Germany. One thing to note, guys, if you do want to cheat, you can't have Iron Mode, so make sure Iron Mode is turned off. Everything else I'm going to leave as is. Let's go. Right, here we go. So, 1939, it goes without saying you cannot nuke somebody unless you are at war with them. So, let's get at war with Poland. Declare war, okay. Right, there we go. So, we're now at war. I'm still paused, by the way. So, the first thing that you're going to need to do, aside from being at war with somebody, so perhaps it's the second thing, is make sure that you've unlocked nukes. How do you do that? You come to the research tree here. You click on a research item. As of August 39, this is the state of Germany. Come over to the engineering tab and you're going to want to unlock this one here, nuclear bombs. Clearly, we've got a ways to go in order to get down there. But using the magic of television, as well as somebody with a car alarm, I'm just going to hit the cheat button here to open the console and I'm going to type in research all. And that's going to unlock all of the researches, and that is the first cheat, including here the nuclear weapon. Okay, so that's the first thing done. All right, now what do we need to do? So we've unlocked the nukes, we've researched them. We see here now we've got the nuclear bomb tab up there. However, we've got 0 in storage. How do we make nuclear weapons? Well, in order to do that, you need to come over to your construction tab here and see this icon here, nuclear reactor. This is the building you need to build in order to start making bombs. You don't need to worry about where the uranium comes from or plutonium or anything like that. And I feel like nuking this guy with his car alarm across the street if it were... Anyway, right, nuclear bombs. So with the reactors here, let's put one down on Turingen and one down on Franken. That's it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, if we take a look here, it's going to take 130 days for these reactors to complete, and this one as well. That's assuming you've got everything unlocked in order to do this. Clearly, we're not going to wait that long, and so let me now introduce the second cheat, which is we're going to gift ourselves some nukes. In this case, I'm going to open the console, I'm going to type in the word nuke, and I'm going to type in however many I want. I don't know, for argument's sake, 23. There we go. And so suddenly, ta-da, we've gotten ourselves 23 nuclear bombs. Right, we are as already at war with Poland. So let's go for, I don't know, let's try nuke Warsaw, right? As was the screenshot and for the title. So I click on Warsaw here. In order to drop a nuke, I need to click on this icon down here. But you see, we've got a problem. We need at least 75% air superiority, and we need at least one strategic bomber. We don't have either of those. And so we need to build strategic bombers. For those of you that don't know how to build strategic bombers, this is by blood alone, and so you can design them or you simply unlock them. If you don't have the DLC, you unlock the aircraft. So if we come over to production menu here, all of this stuff's out of date again because we've unlocked everything. What you need to do is build an aircraft and you need to look for strategic bombers. And again, everything's been unlocked here, so don't be intimidated by this menu. What we're looking for is large aircraft strategic bombers. And so if you don't have the DLC, you will see something like this. You need to build yourselves one of these strategic bombers. If, however, you do have the By Blood Alone DLC, which I do, then you design one. And so what we're going to do is we're going to design one of our own, okay? Now, I'm not going to go with the jet bombers because that just feels a little too far ahead. Let's go with the advanced large airframe, okay? All we're going to do is create a variant of these, and we're going to design it pure and simple just to carry the nuclear bomb. In order to do that, come up the top here, and you want to add yourself a strategic bomber weapon. Just one will do, one large bomb bay, that will suffice. You don't need to waste any time, resources, drag. If you look at the statistics here, by building a second one, it's going to add more weight and everything. You don't need that, just the one. Next thing, we're going to put some suitable engines on. Now, clearly, if it's later on, you're going to go with jets, but, you know, we're not that far. So let's just go with normal engines, and I will put the latest propellers on. Okay, now if we select this particular icon here, and so it's highlighted, this is now the stats we've got for strategic bombing. So we've got plenty of thrust. You can see that's much larger than the weight, as well as agility, and we've got the strategic bombing. Now you may also say, well, you know what? It's going to cost me a lot to build these bombers, so I want to put at least some self-sealing fuel tanks on, and I want to, you know, have some turrets on for defense, whatever. Let's go for a couple of heavy machine guns. All of that is up to you. And then you need to save. Oh, but I can't because I've not got enough experience points because I'm cheating. Well, I am cheating, aren't I? So let's open up the console again, type in XP for experience points. And I'm just going to give myself, I don't know, 25. I only need 10, but for argument's sake, 25. There we go. And so now I've got 25 experience points, and I can now build my new aircraft. Before I hit save, one thing I would strongly recommend, guys, is name it something that is easy to refer to. And you'll see why it's for the next cheat. I'm going to rename my strategic bomber. I'm just going to call it, all lower cases, Strat Bomber. Strat Bomb, all right? Or let's just go Strat Bomber. There we go. All lower cases without space. You'll see why. We're going to save this, and that's it. All right. Now, in order to use this bomber, clearly we need to build it. And so if we come over to our production menu, we click here now to build aircraft. And here's our Strat Bomber at the very top that we've just built, right? Now we can build that and assign however many factories to do so. And it's going to take 7 factories. If we say 8, it's going to use all of our rubber. And they're going to produce roughly 1.8 every week. Now, I could waste your time allowing that to happen, or I could introduce you to another cheat, which is we want some of these aircraft here and now. And so I'm going to open the cheat console menu again, and I'm going to ask to add equipment. So I'm going to put AE for add equipment. Then I'm going to type how many I want. I don't know, 20 will do. So let's just put 20 in. And then I'm going to put a space. And now I need to type in, well, 20 of what? Here's why it's important to type something easy. So all lowers without spaces, Strat Bomber. Enter. And there we go. We've now got 20 of those bombers available to us. And so if I come over to Berlin, we need to place our strategic bombers down somewhere within range of the target, i.e. Warsaw. Hopefully it will be. We're going to add a new air wing, and here's 20 of these new bombers. Now, it's not 100, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be. We just need to have more than one. And so I'm going to select the 20 there. Okay, and that's fine. Those will now appear at when we unpause the game in Berlin without too much of a delay. So I'm going to hit escape now. By the way, for those wondering, you don't need to worry about radiation or anything, but that guy over there really does need to worry about radiation if he don't sort his alarm. Right, let's come back to our menu F1. I'm just going to draw the front line with Poland here and start. And so I don't really care which generals have got it. It's just so that we have a front line. And so that we can unpause the game and see what's what. Let's add all of these here. We've got far too many. Heinz Guderian. It doesn't matter, though, that he's got too many. It's just for the purposes of this. All right, so Rommel, you come down here. We're going to tell these guys to attack very slowly. Why? Because I don't really want them to win, per se. I just want them to be as a good excuse to attack. Heinz Guderian as well. I just want them to fight on and on and on without getting anywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Right, 1, 2, 3. All of you guys go. All right, now we need air superiority. So if we take a look at this, Warsaw, let's hover the icon. We see we've got our strategic bomber in range. Now that's ticked, but we need air superiority in the region, at least 75. So not 51%, it needs to be 75. And so we need lots of fighters. Well, we do start in 39 with a lot of fighters, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And again, this is just because I'm cheating. Clearly, if you're going to be at a stage in the game using strategic bombers, you need to really have a lot of air. How am I going to gain air superiority? Well, you know what? I said there was a bonus. Let's give you another one. We're going to design a new aircraft, and it's going to be the best fighter that we can. And I'm just going to be lazy. And again, if you've not got the DLC, you're just going to want to select manually some of these. I'm going to create my own. And let's go for the modern small airframe. We'll create a variant, and I'm just going to put jet engine in. Let's go for 2 jet engines, and then up here it's going to be for a fighter. And I'm going to go with, I could go with the cannons, but you know what? I'm going to go with a heavy machine gun because it's going to allow me to put more of them on with less of a penalty each time. So I'm going to give it 4 lots of heavy machine guns. Let's also put on there the self-sealing fuel tanks, as well as a defense turret, something like this. That's it. Now again, before you hit save, you've got this complicated name up here that you need to type exactly. Sure, it might be the ME262. I'm just going to abbreviate it in caps, ASF, for Air Superiority Fighter, because that's really what it is. And I'm going to save that, and again, make sure you've got enough points. I just about do. Okay, now I want loads of these just so I can gain superiority over Poland without, any risk for the purposes of the tutorial. And so again, I'm going to open the cheat menu there. I'm going to press AE. This is, by the way, to open this cheat menu, you use for me on a UK keyboard, it's the button directly beneath the escape key, just to the left of the number 1. It's sort of I don't know what to call it. That's how you open it. Anyway, add equipment, and I'm just going to give myself, so there's no messing around, 3,000 and then ASF. Enter. Now we've got those. Great. So in order now to gain air superiority over the Polish airspace, let's come here, and I'm just going to add myself. I should have really worked on the icon a bit, but it doesn't matter. Let's put 800 aircraft there. And these 800 aircraft are now all going to be doing air superiority over Western Poland. I've also got a bunch of fighter wings here, just the old aircraft you start with. They'll provide security there. All right, same stuff going on over here. Let's add several more, and again, air superiority over Western Poland. This airbase here can hold 600. Just to make sure that we've got air superiority, they can go there as well. We've got this base in Czechoslovakia. They can have the remaining 800. And again, all of them air superiority over Western Poland. And then I'm going to just select a couple of them to provide security over Czechoslovakia. All right. And so with that set, let's unpause. And I'm just going to keep the... Let's just recognize the Bulgarian claims. I'm going to ignore everything else because hopefully the tutorial will be done. So if we press F1 for the land view, we can see now this battle has begun. And because we've asked these generals not really to go aggressive, they're actually not pushing in that hard, which is great. Let's come over to the air view then. And we can see here currently it's very red indeed. This is not good. If we select it, we can see here we've got no superiority at this moment in time. So if we unpause, this will eventually ramp up as our aircraft get into position. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Okay, there we go. So there we now have 100% air superiority. I'm just going to pause it right there. That's all we need. Now, in reality, it's often quite difficult to get it to 100%. I think this is just because it's so early on. The Polish Air Force hasn't really had a chance to respond yet. But regardless, our jet fighters are going to be here soon anyway. Not that you need jet fighters, you just need air superiority. Now that we've got this, some people think, well, which aircraft do I select? You don't. This, to me, is the biggest confusion about this whole thing. Come back to your F1 menu, which is your land menu, and now we select where we want to attack, again, providing we're at war with them. And so, if France has guaranteed Poland, and they've now started on us because we've started on Poland, sure, we can go for France, but for now, let's just select Warsaw. So F1 menu, make sure you haven't selected any particular army or any division, and just select exactly the tile where you want it to go. So in this case, Warsaw. With that selected, we've now got a coloured bomb icon. As you can see, we've fulfilled all the requirements. So we're going to click on that once, and that's it. We're now going to unpause. Poland joins the Allies. And as long as you've been able to do this, there we go, kapow. There's no, oh well, what if the strategic bomber gets shot down? There is none of that. That's why you needed air superiority before it allowed you to do this. And there we go. Warsaw is now up in smoke. And just before I did this tutorial, in order to just test that everything would work out all right, to my surprise, was that news article that then followed through. So let's unpause, pick up the pace. There we go, the atomic bombing of Warsaw. It was a surprise to me because you'd think that, you know, if there's anywhere in the world in this game that there's going to be a bomb, it ain't going to be Warsaw. Anyway, with that said and done, I hope you found that one useful, together with the trick, or the cheats really, in order to gain yourself the ability to use the nuclear weapons far earlier than would otherwise be possible. But even without the cheats, it works exactly the same. I hope you found that one useful. And from me here on the Games with Brains channel, until next time, wherever in the world you may be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care. Happy nuking. Ta-ra.